What if one single problem was behind almost everything you are feeling? The fatigue, the brain fog, the aching joints, the bloating, the skin breakouts, the low mood, the hormones that are off, the way you catch every cold going around. What if those were not 7 different problems, but one problem showing up in 7 different places? There is a condition that can do exactly that. It is called leaky gut. On Tuesday, I introduced it. Today, we go all the way in, because once you understand this, a lot of the mysteries about your health start to make sense. I'm going to show you exactly what leaky gut is, what causes it, the 7 problems it can drive, how to find out if you have it, and the exact 4-step plan to heal it. Now, is leaky gut really the root of all your health problems? Not always. That would be too simple, and I am not going to oversell it to you. But for a huge number of adults over 40, it is a hidden piece they never knew was there, and fixing it changes everything else. Let me show you why. Let's start with what your gut wall really is. Picture your small intestine as one long tube. Now picture the inside of that tube as a wall made of cells lined up side by side, one single layer thick. One layer, that's it. And that thin wall covers the surface area about the size of a tennis court, folded up and packed inside you. That wall has one job: let the good stuff in, keep the bad stuff out. Nutrients pass through into your bloodstream. Waste, toxins, and undigested food stay out, kept safely inside your digestive tract until your body is ready to move them along. Your body actually spends an enormous amount of energy maintaining that wall. It's constantly renewing itself, cell by cell, roughly every few days. That's how important this barrier is to your survival. Your body treats it as a priority worth rebuilding on a near constant basis. The cells of that wall are held together by something called tight junctions. Think of the cells as tiles on a floor and the tight junctions as the grout between them. When the grout is solid, the floor holds together. Nothing seeps through the cracks. Here's where it gets interesting. Your body actually makes a protein called zonulin. Zonulin's whole job is to loosen those tight junctions on purpose, temporarily, when your body needs it to. Think of it as a key that unlocks the grout for a moment, then locks it again. A little zonulin now and then is completely normal. It's how your gut adjusts to what you eat. The problem starts when your body makes too much zonulin too often. The junctions loosen and don't fully tighten back up. The grout stays cracked, and now things that were never supposed to get through your gut wall start getting through. And now things that were never supposed to get through your gut wall start getting through. That is leaky gut. In plain terms, your gut wall has gone from a solid floor to a cracked one, and things are leaking into places they don't belong. Let's talk about exactly what leaks through and why your body reacts the way it does. Quick pause. If this is helping you connect some dots about your own health, hit subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss what's coming. Okay, back to it. When those junctions stay cracked open, bacteria that are supposed to stay inside your gut start leaking pieces of themselves into your bloodstream. Specifically, a fragment called LPS, lipopolysaccharide. You don't need to remember that word, just remember what it does. LPS looks to your immune system exactly like a bacterial infection. Your body genuinely cannot tell the difference between there's an infection happening and a few gut bacteria fragments leaked into my blood. So it reacts the same way it would to a real infection. It attacks. Except this isn't a short battle that wraps up in a few days. The way a normal infection would, the leaking doesn't stop. The gut wall stays cracked. So your immune system stays on attack mode every day, all day, at a low simmer that never gets the chance to fully turn off. Your body starts releasing inflammatory chemicals, things like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, on a near constant loop. That constant low-grade immune activation is what we call chronic inflammation. Picture a smoke alarm that never fully resets, quietly beeping in the background of every system in your body, even on days when nothing feels acutely wrong. And here's the part that matters most. None of this typically shows up on a standard blood panel. Your doctor runs the usual tests, everything comes back normal, and you're left feeling like something is clearly wrong with nothing on paper to point to. Researchers have connected this exact mechanism to a huge range of chronic, unexplained symptoms. So now you understand the mechanism. Let's talk about what it actually does to your body, symptom by symptom. Here are 7 problems this one mechanism can quietly drive. Number 1, fatigue. Constant immune activation burns enormous amounts of energy. Your body is essentially running a low-grade fever's worth of extra effort every single day, whether you notice it or not. This is often the fatigue that a full night of sleep doesn't actually fix. Number 2, brain fog. Inflammatory signals cross into your brain and interfere with clear thinking, memory, and focus. This is sometimes called leaky brain, and it follows the exact same pattern as leaky gut. Number 3, joint pain and stiffness. Circulating inflammation doesn't stay in one place. It settles into joints and soft tissue and shows up as aches that don't have any obvious injury behind them. Number 4, skin issues. Acne, eczema, and unexplained breakouts are frequently connected to gut inflammation. Your skin is often the visible sign of what's happening internally. Number 5, food sensitivities that seem to appear out of nowhere. When the gut wall is compromised, undigested food particles slip through too, and your immune system starts reacting to foods it used to tolerate just fine. Number 6, autoimmune flare-ups. In people with an autoimmune tendency, this constant immune activation can make existing conditions worse, and in some cases may play a role in triggering them in the first place. Number 7, hormonal disruption. This one surprises people. Your gut plays a direct role in processing and clearing hormones, especially estrogen, through something called the estrobolome. The estrobolome is a specific collection of gut bacteria whose job is to help regulate hormone levels. When the gut is inflamed, that process breaks down, which can worsen mood swings, weight changes, and cycle irregularities. Fatigue, brain fog, joint pain, skin issues, food sensitivities, autoimmune flares, hormonal chaos, 7 completely different symptoms, one shared root. If you just recognize 2 or 3 of those in yourself, stay with me, because next I'll show you who's most at risk and exactly how to find out if this is happening in your body. So who actually develops this? Chronic stress is one of the biggest drivers there is. Stress hormones directly loosen those tight junctions we just talked about. If you've been running on stress for years, your gut wall has likely been taking the hit the entire time, quietly. Frequent antibiotic use is another major factor. Antibiotics don't just clear out bad bacteria, they disrupt your entire gut microbiome, and a disrupted microbiome makes it much harder for that gut wall to stay strong. Regular use of certain medications, especially NSAIDs like ibuprofen, can wear down the gut lining over time with repeated use. A diet heavy in processed food, added sugar, and alcohol feeds the wrong bacteria and starves the good ones, weakening the wall from the inside out. And a diet that's simply low in variety, the same handful of foods on repeat, week after week, tends to produce a less diverse gut microbiome overall, which makes that wall more fragile too. And here's a piece that's rarely talked about. Estrogen plays a direct role in keeping your gut wall strong. As estrogen shifts and declines, especially through your 40s and 50s, that protective effect fades. This is a major reason so many women start noticing gut issues seemingly out of nowhere, right around perimenopause. It's not out of nowhere. It's estrogen and gut health intersecting at exactly the same time. Men are not exempt either. Chronic stress, medication use, and diet affect the gut wall regardless of gender. This is not a women's only issue, even though the hormone piece hits women in a specific additional way. So, how do you actually find out? There are a couple of ways to get real answers here instead of just guessing. The most direct option is a zonulin blood test. Remember, zonulin is that key protein that unlocks your tight junctions. Elevated zonulin levels in your blood are a strong marker that your gut wall is more permeable than it should be. There is also something called a lactulose mannitol test. You drink a solution containing 2 sugar molecules of different sizes. Then your urine is tested to see how much of each one made it through your gut wall. If the larger molecule shows up in higher than expected amounts, that's a sign your gut barrier isn't doing its job. If lab testing isn't available or accessible to you right now, there's still a lot you can learn from your own symptom pattern. If you're dealing with 3, 4, 5 of them at once, that pattern itself is meaningful information. One important note: If you are dealing with blood in your stool, unexplained weight loss, persistent fevers, or severe abdominal pain, please see a doctor for those promptly. This video is about a specific, well-documented mechanism, not a replacement for medical care when something more serious might be going on. Let me paint a picture of what this looks like in real life, because it's a pattern I've seen play out more times than I can count. A woman in her mid-40s, successful, doing everything right. Clean eating, regular movement, decent sleep on paper. And still, afternoon crashes so severe she is counting the hours until she can lie down. Joint aches she blames on age. Skin that flares before her period. Every month, unpredictable bloating. She has seen her primary doctor twice. Blood work, normal. Thyroid, normal. She has been told to manage her stress, get more sleep, maybe try yoga. What nobody checked, her gut. What nobody checked, her gut. 3 rounds of antibiotics over the previous 2 years for recurring infections. Years of high stress with no real recovery built in. A gut wall that had quietly been breaking down the entire time, completely invisible to standard labs. If you've been to doctor after doctor while you're still exhausted, still foggy, still achy, still not yourself. If you've started to wonder whether it's all in your head, it is not in your head, it is in your gut. You are not imagining this. You cannot think your way out of a gut sending alarm signals all day. That's not a mindset problem, that's a body problem with a physical fix. Let's fix it. Here's how we heal this. Functional medicine uses a framework called the 4 R's. Remove, replace, reinoculate, and repair. I'm going to walk you through all 4, spaced out over 6 weeks, so this feels doable. Weeks 1 and 2, remove. This is about taking out what's actively damaging your gut wall. That means identifying and removing your specific trigger foods. Common ones are gluten, dairy, and added sugar, though this varies person to person. It also means cutting back on alcohol and working with your doctor if you're on a medication like an NSAID that might be contributing. And critically, this is where we address chronic stress directly. Even 10 minutes a day of real, deliberate rest counts here. A short walk without your phone, 5 minutes of slow breathing before meals. Critically, this is where we address chronic stress directly. Even 10 minutes a day of real, deliberate rest counts here. A short walk without your phone, 5 minutes of slow breathing before meals. Weeks 2 and 3, replace. Your gut needs the raw materials to actually digest and absorb properly while it heals. This often means digestive enzymes, and for some people, additional stomach acid support. We also replace with gut healing basics like bone broth, which is rich in collagen and glutamine. For some people, this also means additional stomach acid support, since low stomach acid is more common than people realize and makes everything downstream harder. We're rebuilding the foundations. Weeks 3 through 5, Reinoculate. This is where we rebuild the good bacteria that got crowded out. Probiotic-rich fermented foods, think yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, come back into the picture here. Alongside that, prebiotic fiber feeds the good bacteria so they can actually take hold. You don't need to overhaul every meal either. Even adding 1 fermented food and 1 prebiotic-rich food into your day consistently makes a measurable difference over these few weeks. Weeks 4 through 6, repair. This final phase is about actively rebuilding the gut lining itself. Targeted nutrients like L-glutamine, zinc, and collagen support the physical repair of those tight junctions we talked about earlier. This is also where consistent sleep becomes non-negotiable, because your gut lining does its most significant repair work while you sleep. Most people start feeling a difference by week 3 or 4. So what should you actually expect if you start this? The first 1 to 2 weeks can honestly feel a little rough for some people. Mild fatigue or irritability is common. It's often described as a detox response, though what's really happening is simply your body adjusting. By weeks 3 and 4, most people start to notice real shifts. Less bloating, more consistent energy, brain fog starting to lift, sometimes skin starts clearing up before anything else does. By week 6, many people report the clearest improvement in whichever symptom bothered them the most. I want to be honest with you, this isn't an overnight fix. Healing is not linear, but the overall direction is consistent. A simple tip that helps almost everyone. Keep a short, daily note of 2 or 3 symptoms you're tracking: energy, bloating, brain fog. It's easy to forget how bad week 1 felt once you're feeling better by week 5. If everything I just walked you through resonated with you, if you've been living with 2, 3, 5 of those 7 problems, and nothing on paper has ever explained why, I built something for exactly this. The Healing Blueprint is my 8-week program, and it walks you through this exact kind of root cause work, module by module, at your own pace. It's not another 30-day guilt trip. It's a clear, functional, medicine-based plan, built with grace over guilt every step of the way. The link is in the description below if you want to go deeper than any single video can take you. And if this video helped something click for you, do 2 things for me. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming, and leave a comment telling me which of those 7 problems hit closest to home for you. I read every single one, and it genuinely helps me know what to cover next. One more reminder, gently. If anything I described today comes with blood in your stool, unexplained weight loss, or fevers, please don't self-manage that. See a doctor. Everything else we covered today is absolutely worth working on yourself. Coming up next, we're tackling something a lot of you have asked about: why so many people wake up at exactly 3 in the morning and what your nervous system is actually trying to tell you when that happens. Take care of your body with grace, not punishment. I'll see you in the next one.